Let's talk about Star Pizza. Oh, yeah.
Waffle House.
Let's talk about Star Pizza.
Star Pizza, the place everybody wants to go to. 3 locations. Tomorrow you've got the world famous all-you-can-eat buffet, $13.95 and a drink. Lunch specials the rest of the week. I'm going to have to probably shut up for a little while because damn Scott Drew and his excuse making. How about that Brad Towns?
The Brad.
Oh, not the Brad.
Your mullet is awesome.
It's crazy because Brad had your hairstyle.
That is weird. It is weird.
Yeah, you can't.
I do need that shirt though.
We can find you that shirt, idiot. 76.
Get dominated in girls flag football. Seen it, been there, done it.
Say that again?
Get dominated by in girls flag football. Been there.
You've been dominated
Oh yeah.
in girls flag football?
Sure. I was never the swiftest person on any field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about we talk about the game?
Let's do it.
76-65. Baylor shot like 90%.
Yeah.
I don't remember missing.
That's literally what I'm writing. That's crazy.
And they ended up losing by 11. They were down, 23? U of H didn't score a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. So, there you go. Baylor never led the game. Weren't really ever in it, but it's a good win.
There was not a single minute of this game where I thought Baylor had a chance.
No. Okay. That was a quick and easy show, guys. Good job. Galen never cursed. I mean, it was a pretty good one. I think Galen can be happy with the attendance on Monday. If we had a 12,000 seat stadium, it would have had even more in it. It was a good crowd. They were into the game.
It looked like a good crowd, and that's what I said whenever the game, whenever they first started airing. It was like, this looks like attendance that we could be proud of. So shout out to the fans and our supporters for giving up. We need that every game. We have a top. It's been 100 weeks we've been ranked top 25. How fucking crazy is that? That is crazy.
It's the new normal.
Yeah. So, our guys, they deserve it, man. They work hard. They win. They play harder than whoever they're playing against. So it's like, why not get them boys a sold out arena?
I think this is now.
Ain't it crazy though? Like, whenever we go somewhere, it's a sold out arena because other people don't get the luxury of seeing a top 10 team playing in their arena every night. Ain't that some shit?
Actually, the last 2 places you've been, actually the last 3 or 4, except for Kansas. Kansas State did not have a very good crowd. West Virginia did not have a great crowd, and neither did Colorado. But all big arenas, and you know, I have been surprised. Last year, every place I went to was sold out. This year, it's been a little different.
You know,
But
it
this
all it,
Saturday,
all it took was one season for the word to get out that no need to show up. You ain't got a chance. Hey man,
ass
this
cheeks
is the
were
new
in the
AAC
seats.
and we run it. And, you know, that's just the way things are.
Easy, easy. It's good for us to play scrappy teams like Baylor and Colorado. Saturday will be a war. I cannot wait for this one. The best thing about this whole thing is you have off from today until Saturday. Off. Just not playing a game, but
it was. I was impressed. I was impressed with that quick turnaround because they didn't show any lack of energy. There was no. It didn't take us a while to get things going. They just looked well rested. And the fact that
it always helps having a cat like you.
yeah, I thought he played pretty well.
he makes a massive difference. Who'd have thought?
Sure.
One of the best shooters in the country makes a difference.
Time out, wait. I don't know if y'all beat. He missed his first free throw in probably like 8 months. And
He did.
They put the camera on Coach Sam. Coach Sam was like, Emmanuel, stay on the damn line. It's like, brother, that's the last guy that might need a free throw tip. But you know, you got to do your job. You know, that was funny. That was funny. Our boy is shooting 95% from the line. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that level of shooting. I mean, you know what is it? 44% from three, 95 from the line. I mean, I don't know if I could be 95% from the line if I was shooting from 5 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Autopilot. You know what's crazy? He's about 4% less effective than hand sanitizer. How crazy! It don't get more sure than that. Goddamn shit. That's some certain shit. That is some certain shit. Shout out you, man.
Take him to David Buster's, hire him for a Papa Shot marathon. Get some tickets, baby.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't have anything to say about my reference. Reaction.
It was pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. Kelvin is body bagging Chris Baldwin right now, and I wish I were there. I really wish I was there. If we can get the video, we're gonna show you that. What? Y'all gotta go for a minute. I gotta do a thing.
Oh, who the fuck is Chris Baldwin?
Just for one of our reporters.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that name.
Yeah.
So, you know, the one thing that they kept talking about during the game is that how Houston has such a size advantage tonight. Our tallest guys are 6'8".
You don't hear that too often.
But our tallest guys are 6'8". It's not like
Now
they play like they're 6'11", 6'13".
Yeah, I feel like Baylor probably had. I feel like across the board the size was equal. Like they had their two guard was I think 6'5". They have a bunch of guys that are the same size, if that makes sense, and but they're pretty tall. So I don't know if you could say could it be advantageous? Yeah, but I feel like it was pretty evenly matched You know, it's not like the size just gives us it. Well, shit. Everybody we play is bigger than us, so it's like shit. What? Nobody talks about that advantage. So it's like, why is this one, even though it's probably more evenly matched, why is it being highlighted? I don't. Good old friend Priscilla.
But I do know that let's see, let me pull that up. They shot 58% from the floor and 60% from the 3-point line. Willing to bet they don't do that often. And the only reason why this wasn't a 50-point blowout was because they shot out of their mind. Yeah. We shot 15. We had 15 more shots than they did.
Yeah, but they had 15 turnovers. So it's like if you're giving the ball up and let alone you're playing against a team like us, you got a guy coming back from injury. You got a guy that went out the game before this due to injury. You're playing with like Coach Sanders used to always say, if you add one new guy, that's a completely different team. So you're playing against a team like us with a completely different team on the road in our home arena. Like that's not an easy thing to do. Granted, they shot the ball well, but just say they had any type of offensive chemistry, I don't know if I'd say that because they had, I think it was like 22 field goals and like 7 or 8 assists. So it was like a bunch of guys kind of just getting their own offense rather than creating for generating or driving, attacking, and then drawing a double team and then, kicking to the open guys. So it was just like it was just good players making plays, but it's hard to win like that because that's a hard way to have offensive success. And if teams had the option, you wouldn't pick ISO ball. You pick creating an advantage and running an offense and feeding it to the open man.
Well, see, it looked like when I saw them line up offensively and go through the first couple of sets, it looked like they were trying to replicate what Bama does to us and what Auburn has done to us without Broom. But they just didn't have the guys to get to the rim to be able to move the defense enough. If you're not going to be able, that's what makes Alabama difficult is that they can beat you one-on-one. And these guys were struggling at that. I think Edgecombe finally got things heated up a little bit in the end of the first half, and then he got pocketed for at least 15 minutes in the second half.
He's good. I like him.
Well, I mean, he's one of the best guards in coming out of high school. Best guards in the country.
I do feel like if they have a complete team, it'll be a different game. But because that team has a lot of weapons, that team has a lot of firepower, and also that team had 2 guys that ended your season in the previous 2 years. So that was one thing that I was kind of worried about. It's just like, well, they got a lot of experience, they got a lot of talent, and it's just like with teams like that with talent and experience who've been there, done that, they're not really fazed by anything. So I just thought that could have made some problems for us. But luckily we were able to do what we do. But the guy Omier, he's like a stretch 5 now. They were respecting his 3-point shot so much that he do a shot fake. We're jumping. He going down the lane dunking shit. It's like, damn, when did he so it's like when you're dealing with experienced guys and guys who are used to winning, you just never know. So that was one of the things that I was worried about for sure.
Yes, confirmed. I saw Mercy Miller hit a 3, but the bucket didn't count due to a foul. Would have been his first in the conference. Glad to have gone. Work be damned. I needed some good old U of H basketball. Town shoots 95%, 99% from the Star Pizza
No, there
buffet
is some
line.
spillage.
As effective as hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I mean, he's as good. Hopefully Terrence is all right. Terrence is on the dais talking to the media right now. I think he's going to be okay. They have an amazing ability to shake a guy and get him back on the court pretty fast. So I think you'll see Terrence back. And they get 4 days to get right before heading to Tucson. Okay. Sharp looked healthy out there. I thought he looked fine. Good use of the mute switch. Ryan figured it out. Omeyer is a good player. Samples liked him. He beat our ass in that Sweet 16. So did Jeremy Roach at Duke last year. Omeyer was at Miami, I believe.
Yeah.
Arizona plays at K-State tomorrow night. 3 weeks ago, you'd have thought this is a blowout. But Kansas State they're playing some ball. That's a big, big game.
Well, before I would have considered that a trap game, but now it's turned into something completely different. But it could, you could also think it's a trap game still. But they're playing at a much different level than when we saw them, which is good. Keep winning.
Yeah. Rob Gray was in attendance. Tank Dell was in attendance. Case Keenan was in attendance. Tyus Bowser was in attendance. Tom Telez, Carl Lewis, Calvin Murphy. Who else am I missing? Deaky was not here. He's been at every home game for a couple months. It feels like, and I didn't see him. They didn't announce him. But a lot of people on hand tonight. U of H is doing Kingston Flemings and Bryce Jackson were here. They did the T-shirt toss at the under 8 timeout, I believe, and that's a really good use of your signees. Get them in front of the crowd, get them the cheers. Thought it was pretty smart.
Hey, right.
The Baylor fan, I guess the parents and such are sitting kind of right in front of me, and Quanis and Kelvin, not Kelvin the head coach, but the staffer, and LJ are out here, and LJ's got the brace on for that pinky, that knuckle on his pinky. He was saying hi to people he knew. Now here comes the loud noise, so I'm going to turn my mic off for a bit.
G, what did you think about Milos tonight?
I felt the
Timeout. Greg Ward was in the house, and I cannot believe I missed that one. I apologize, Greg. Gary.
I got a funny story about Greg Ward. Actually, I'm going to tell it right now. My freshman year was the year they won the Peach Bowl, and my sophomore year he was on all the Heisman shit. This was early in the year, and my entire freshman year I never seen Greg Ward's face because it was obviously in a football helmet. And then I seen him like after when he took his helmet off my sophomore year after a game, but I didn't really see him. And then one day I think it was an off day for us, and I was heading to the gym to go get some treatment. And I walked out of the lofts and I seen him, and I was kind of let down. I'm like, this is just a regular looking dude making all these spectacular ass plays. He's 5'11", 5'10", nappy fro, skinny, just doing all this magnificent shit on the football field. I was kind of let down because I built up this it's weirdly I built up this image of him in my head for some reason, and it's just like, damn, bro, you look like my cousin.
you see him and he looks
Man,
huge
it's like, bro, you like a
big on the football field, and then you see him, it's like, damn, you're a little fella.
I know 10 dudes in the hood like you right now. It's like you look like he's like, bro, just look standard, very regular, nothing imposing about his appearance. But yet you're able to do all this fantastic shit on the football. Funny story about G Ward. But you said what I think about what time was my bad. I got some Coach Sampson.
Uzon. Milos tonight.
I thought that his aggression in the second half, I felt like he could have did that both halves. I mean, obviously, I think of the kid highly, and That's what I judge him on. Like I said, I just feel like even with the same thing with Jamal last year, whenever he's aggressive, regardless if it's makes or misses, your mindset our team is going to feed off of. And I feel like with Los, it's the same type of deal. Because you have the green light, it's like abuse that privilege, because it might be some games where you're attacking, you're in such an attacking mindset that it might be some shit that come off wrong and then go in. And it's just like you making those shots due to your mindset is going to give you more confidence on top of the confidence that our coaches and our players are already breathing in you. So it's just like I feel like for him the key is just aggression, downhill, and just kind of abuse your privilege, so to speak. But because I also have a controversial take that is like I don't think that I'm long-winded as shit, my bad.
Yes.
But I just think that our depth and how good we are as a team kind of wore them down. And it's like I don't think that like we played this game at Baylor, I feel like it unfolds different. I think it was just circumstance and due to the whatever issues their team were having. I feel like that's why we were able to kind of play how we played.
Hey, timing is everything in a conference like this. You got Kansas State at the exact right moment. You got Kansas at a good moment. They started their tailspin. Baylor, you got them at the right moment. I mean, it happens. For you to win the conference, you've got to be lucky in your timing. No need to apologize for it. Here's what it is.
But I do think, though, like how our Azul from K-State was what kind of got them going. This Azul might get Baylor. It might do the same for them. Just highlight certain issues that they have as a team, and they're able to fix those issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Milos, he's getting better and feels it looks like he's more and more in control every week. The more, like you said, the more aggressive he is, the better off everybody else is.
Yeah.
And I'm really liking when you've got a Milos and TA combination out there, because they both are starting to really move the defense. TA's doing backdoor cuts, which you don't normally see from the other two guards, but he's cutting backdoor off the ball. He's moving a little bit more off the ball and getting himself open and getting him free, other than just kind of sliding up the floor to the 3-point line.
Hey, Ryan, tap him on the shoulder.
Wait, he's in a conversation.
With who?
But what? Not me.
Oh, so I thought that was Quantas.
No.
I said, man, take me up.
Do you want to talk to him?
I was like, what's good? That's it. That's all I want to say. Like, what's up, bro? Good shit.
Well, don't.
Forever get my lick back.
Okay. That's not gonna. Yeah. ESPN said
These
Kingston.
dudes know you. These dudes know you.
Yeah, but
Nah, you're that
I
guy.
don't mess with people after the game. I don't mess with people. He did his job. He's off the clock. ESPN said Kingston was in the crowd. GoCoogs told you it's 7 o'clock. It's been 4 hours since we found out. This is
As well
still
as
true.
Bryce Jackson.
Bryce Jackson. Ryan, you need to create a stats by Godfather. No. Galen, how big is this Monday to Saturday gap mean to the players getting treatment, things like that?
It's like a 5-day weekend. Monday to Saturday, it's like shit. Going to work Monday and then not having to go back until Saturday.
Is that really how you feel?
It is, because if you get to recoup as a team, one, guys get to get healthier. Like that's probably the best thing this time of the year for our team, for sure.
Okay. I imagine that Kelvin would not like to hear that it's a 5-day weekend, but whatever.
Kelvin has never been through a Kelvin practice.
That's true. I got a tip from Kellen, who was like, yeah, I saw Deaky and Galen together. And by the way, that show has gotten so many compliments, so many people. It's crazy the response I got tonight. And people are just, I mean, people in the athletics department, coaches, fans, just really cool response to you and Dejan.
Dejan.
Yeah, I said it wrong. I apologize. Whatever, Galen. But Kellen said that practice after Temple, was actually Caleb Mills' first day in the program, which I did not. I didn't.
I got another story for that. I think I might have told you before, but Steve Mills had just got off the plane. Walked into Fertitta with his white jersey on, and I forget the 3 guards that Memphis had that year, because that's who the scout was. That's who the scout was for. So our next game was Memphis, and I was guarding the point guard. He was the best player on the team. Corey, he was guarding the second best guy, and Armani was guarding the third best guard. But their third best guard was their X factor. If he got hot, they'd run shit for him, and he'd be able to get his boogie on. So Ryan Towns, C. Mills walk in with his white jersey on, straight from the plane, got his shoes on, everything. Caleb, get in this. So they're running. I don't even know if he stretched, like literally straight off the plane. They start running shit for him. He giving Monty the blues. And it's getting to a point where it's like he scored once. The first time he was like, okay, he's like, okay, cool, you hit a shot. Second time was like, cool, you hit a shot. Third time is like, all right. Fourth time is like, are y'all, mind you, these are all in a row. Fourth time is, are y'all seeing this? Fifth time is like, nah. Sixth time is like, what the fuck?
Who the heck is this?
Buckets, like 9 straight buckets. And Armani, like, he's trying to act like he's not trying, but he is. And he's kind of like embarrassed a little bit, like, but it's like, and Coach Sampson's like, that's why I recruited. Like, trying to toot his. I'm like, man, this motherfucker is good. I've never seen nothing like that in my life before. That was a crazy display of offensive talent. Like, crazy.
There you go. Thank you for that, Galen. That was good.
Yeah.
Did the crowd ever stand? Yes. The crowd was way into this game. I don't think it was the best crowd ever, but I think they were really into it. It's a good crowd, but
the problem
they were really into it.
The problem that we have with TV is that we'll never truly know how good of a crowd that we have, because we're looking at the
club
wealthy seats that are going to be more older people who usually have trouble standing, and they might be just chilling out in the club. But it's never going to be a good angle. You're never going to see truly what the crowd looks like with that angle.
Baylor fans infinitely classier than Tech. Probably.
Well, they were also out of the game pretty much the entire time.
Immediately, yeah. It's easy to be classy when you're not into it. But you know what? I would much rather if you're gonna have opponents' fans in the arena, get into it. That's fun.
Just introduce them to Section 12X.
Right over there. At the opening of the press conference, CKS was tearing up your boy Eye-Roll. That's a shame. Was interested to see Terrence start in the second half. Emmanuel was on the bench until about the 15-minute mark when he came to check in. Emmanuel is obviously starter good, but I proposed this a few months ago. Emmanuel's not starter good. Emmanuel's like a first-team all-conference player. I mean, we can call him a starter.
What do people do?
Yeah, well, Terrence is a really good player.
Really good player.
But at this point, he is a six-man type player, and that's what he should be.
Galen, it's an 8-hour cycle of what have you done for me lately? As soon as the 8-hour hits, the question's asked again.
Yeah. Speaking of, shout out JBR Francis, 13 minutes today. 13 minutes and only 3 fouls.
Hey man, he got that fast haircut.
He must wait. So I saw him on the floor yesterday.
He's got to get used to that, being able to get some extra lift. He's much lighter.
I saw him yesterday on the floor, and he looked like he was 30 pounds lighter with no hair. I was like, oh. So there you go. I'm just gonna put this back up. Oh well. I'm gonna answer some questions now. Is Sampson having an issue with Juan's little man demonstration? No.
I don't remember a time he didn't do that.
Yeah.
No, but the referees are.
Doug Sturman's a referee. They were somebody from Baylor was at the line, and Sturman's came over to Juwan and started telling him that you need to stop doing that. And I mean, it was clear to me. Jamie even texted me about it, and I knew exactly what was happening. He showed him, you can't be doing this, and that is clearly opposing staffs seeing that and trying to get into his head, trying to just key on it and get some sort of advantage out of that. That is not coming from the U of H staff. If Jawan goes 9 of 11 at Colorado, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. No one's.
I'll never forget watching whenever the Dikembe Mutombo played with the Rockets. This was obviously towards the end of his career. He had got a block and hit the finger and got a tech. It was like, brother, I've been doing this shit for 15 years. You gonna tech me now? Like, what? That's so fucking corny.
That's what I was thinking. So effing corny. Is Ramon gonna play soon, or what's up with him? Ramon is. I think he could play, but they're being conservative with it, and there's really not a lot of minutes there for him, to be honest. I mean, who are you taking off the floor in your first 8 right now?
No,
JVR, Terrence.
I mean, he's a
Malik?
great fit when you go small. When you go small, you want TA out there. TA can actually run the 5. And you just go 4 wide and then just let shit get crazy.
And I'm a Ramon apologist. I love the kid.
Said he was he was still eligible for medical progression because he played less.
Well, everybody is eligible. I mean, he's not played a lot. He could get it. I don't know if that's the angle they're going for, but they're not saying. Typically, if you're shutting a guy down, you say it. They have not done that. Last show we talked about, or maybe it's 2 ago, but no, it was last. Rick Pitino getting to 29 seasons of 20 wins, and how remarkable we thought that was. This just came out. Kelvin Sampson, 28 seasons of 20 wins. Not bad. And there's a little forehead for you because I had to do the picture. That guy's pretty good.
I think we'll keep him.
Yeah.
I think we'll try to keep this guy around.
Pat Forty's column today had a thing. and it little blurbs about the older coaches in a game, and they had one on Kelvin, and it started with a lot of people thought Kelvin was going to retire a few years ago. I'm like, who the fuck thought that?
Are you dumb? Are you fucking dumb? You got a lot to give, brother.
Yeah, I think he's stretching this career out pretty well. You know, if that's what you want to do. Chase McCarty and Mercy Miller are out. They're about to start shooting. Oh, Mercy just started it. Yep, still over in the Big 12.
It's not for today, Ryan.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that like the reason why guys like Rick Pitino, Coach Simp, why they're able to have success and able to adapt is because their shit works. And it's one of those things that they've proven it works, so it's kind of easy to get behind and it's easy to follow. And it's easy to teach because you know your shit works. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I think the adapt word is the most important word. These guys,
70-year-old dudes in the NIL era.
Yeah, but they have each, like, Kelvin's defense was not this way at Washington State. And at the beginning at Oklahoma, it really wasn't. He's adapted to the things that he's learned. He adapted after the NBA.
When he started back in the era where it was flat out run and gun, man. I mean, it was not unusual to see 110 to 105 games. You know,
well, it was unusual, but
do what? Yeah, you muted yourself again.
Are you done?
Yes. If we were drafting, right. I would be third in that.
Well,
dumbest guy here.
The thing about Pitino and even Izzo and Sampson is that those guys get into their players' face. They coach them real hard, but there's never ever a question of whether it's personal or they're trying to make me better. They never question. The players know how much the coach cares about them, and they know and they understand. And they're also recruiting to a certain standard as well. They have to recruit kids who can take that, who actually want that, who can thrive in that, because not everybody's cut out for that. But they get unquestionable loyalty from players because they do what they say and they say what they do, and they're always consistent. And whatever bitch session you have to go through, it doesn't carry over past that, because they're gonna yell at you, they're gonna get into you, and then they're gonna rebuild you.
Man, it was I think St. John's had just played UConn, and I think that might have been. I don't mean to talk about other teams, but watching Rick Pitino team, watching his guys play, I'm like, I just see the similarities in the culture and why, no matter where he's at, the shit is gonna work. Like it might take a year to get the guys, but it's like the shit is gonna work. Like hard work and out playing whoever you're playing against with effort, that shit will translate every level. Mm-hmm. And it's no secret like why those guys have the success, like the Izzos, the Patinos, the Samson, shit, the Mick Cronin. Like there's no question why those guys have success.
The game's not complicated.
It's not. It's a simple game.
I mean, it's a really, really, really simple game. And I think a lot of guys, they want to get too fancy. They've got 60 different sets that they know how to do, and they could draw up. They could whiteboard session for every scenario possible. It's like, fuck it, just go play man-to-man defense. Block out, rebound, get the ball up the floor, hit the open man, score. There's the philosophy.
What happened here? Galen was mentioned on the broadcast.
Talking about point guard.
Yeah. That's crazy. I was on FaceTime with one of my friends talking about that, And then Fran and Priscilla had said it. It was just like, damn. Yeah, Lowe's gonna be all right though.
I had a long drive today, and so I found an old interview from Kelvin from right after your senior year. And he talked about recruiting you, and the first time he saw you on the floor, he didn't say who it was that was with him, and said, that guy is going to be our captain. You're in high school. That guy's going to be our captain. And 5 years later, there you were. People kind of think you know what you're doing. It's weird.
It's funny. I remember the first time we saw him too. It was at the gym. It's called the gym, and it's in
the gym.
Yeah, And we were playing the hoops. They had the Aaron Fox, all the top kids in Jared Vanderbilt. So Fox is with the Spurs now. Vando's with the Lakers. Christian James went to 3-year starter at Oklahoma. Samir Sedig went to Grand Rapids. All the top guys in the city. And we beat Ryan. I'm talking, we beat that ass right there in front of Coach Sam. And then it wasn't until the next weekend we had played in Dallas. And I remember we played, I think we might have won the tournament. We played super well. I played super well. And he called me, he was like, Galen, son, after I seen you guys beat the hoops ass, I wanted to offer you then, but I had to see if you can duplicate your performance. And then I was like, damn, I was sure looking forward to the offer, brother. But shit, you made me wait. Crazy.
That kind of makes sense.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
What's all the background noise? I'm in an arena. There's people. They're cleaning. It happens. I'm gonna be at the McHale Center on Saturday at Arizona. It might be loud there too. TBD on if I'm at Arizona State. I might pull Kelvin. Yeah, Ryan talked about it before. It's a couple million. I think it's about $1 million to flip the cameras to the other side. And there's just so many other places to spend that money right now that it makes sense to not waste it on something like this. So the team will come back home after Saturday and then go back on Monday. Yes. They're going to fly home. They'll be home early Saturday-ish and sleep at home Saturday and Sunday and then fly out Monday afternoon to go to Tempe for the game Tuesday night. This is a Kelvin decision. I think it has a lot to do with rehab, sleeping in your own bed, eating real meals instead of catered into a hotel. It's just, it's 2 more nights in a hotel, and at this point in the year, it's better to have your guys home. Nobody does, or rarely do teams do a 2-game road trip, a real 2-game road trip. But it's going to happen with these Western teams. Or if you somehow play Cincinnati and West Virginia on the road, maybe you stay there. But this is a Kelvin decision. It may not happen again next year. They may realize this was not the way to go, or it might work out. I don't know. The first time I saw Galen, I said, I'm going to buy some hoodies from that guy. Nice. Me too.
Speaking of hoodies, Ryan, how are we doing this giveaway, man? Let me.
Well, shit, you never even told me that we were.
Yeah, that's my bad.
We're going to give away some hoodies from Galen. Which one is it going to be? The Houston Strong?
Houston versus everybody.
Houston versus everybody. We're going to do it Saturday.
It's actually just like this. Yeah.
We're going to do it Saturday. Arizona game. We have bigger crowds on the road because people aren't leaving the arena. Bigger live crowds. And so we're gonna do it Saturday. We're gonna give away something. This was the first time. This is Mario, our photographer. The first time I saw Coach meet JBR halfway out on the court to give him a high five after he got the offensive foul called. That's pretty cool. Cut your hair, you get You get things. Sitting on the beach in Cancun, listening to cats after a win. Doesn't get much better than... Well, actually, it might. Maybe just
It
enjoy
depends
the
on who
beach.
you are.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
depends on who you are.
I realize that seeing me is a highlight for lots of people, but
As it
I
should
might
be.
enjoy the booch. Yeah, I might just have fun with that.
Hold on. Towns, whenever you started talking about, we could say Los and TRs, I thought you were going to say Los and Malik. Because for some reason, whenever they're in the game, I feel like whatever aggression that Los doesn't have, Leak does have. It's like if you have two creators on the court, and it's just like a lot of energy between them. I don't think I've noticed it before today, and it was just like they play with such such pop, I guess would be the word.
Well, yeah, they both TA and Malik were both doing it today. They were giving us a much different look.
Yeah.
There was just more movement. They were a lot more aggressive to the. They were a lot more aggressive to the basket. I would like to see it more because, especially from TA, because I'm having a hard time. Is it the fact that he can get by anybody? Because it seems like when he puts the ball on the floor and tries to get to the rim, he does. It's like the only thing stopping TA is himself, and just that belief in understanding that he is that guy. Once he realizes that.
Also, it's like kind of like with Los, it's like you can, like with Terrence, it's like a shot that he's comfortable with is bagging down like a bump fade. You can get to that anytime, and it's like because I can get to it anytime doesn't mean I need to shoot that shit every possession. So it's like I guess it's now that he knows he has a bona fide go-to, it's more so like having discernment on when I need to go to that. Because whenever he gets to that, nobody's gonna bat an eye. We've seen you make that shot 500 times. So it's just that's what we want you to take, so.
Well, then once people know that you can do that, then you got the hezzy anytime you want it.
Yeah, shot fake. Get the Damian done, free throw.
You can. All you have to do is even just throw your head up a little bit, and then you got it because they're gonna give you an inch, and that's when you slide by. I saw this one in the chat. Malik elevates so fast. He's like Steph hop rim. Malik,
I don't even know if it's a step in there.
Talk about this. There's guys who can jump, and there's guys who can get off the floor quick.
And then there's guys who could fucking levitate. Shit.
Yeah, but I mean, some guys are going to be guys who are going to, they're going to be able to fly. But, they got that wind up that they're coming.
You got to get deep in your squat, and then you gotta. It's a long process. Malik is just boom, whoop.
Yeah, it's just surprising going up.
Yeah, that shit is good.
Can y'all explain this to me? Because I don't even know what this means.
You don't know about the pepperoni and bacon?
Big. That's that Deke reference. Deke was like, I get a star pizza. That pepperoni that big. That big.
I missed that somehow.
Oh yeah, you might have been.
I might have been away.
You might have been having technical difficulties. Yeah.
It wasn't technical. Well, there were, but it was. I was. Yeah. It would be cool to have the 3 former point guards for Cats.
That'd be hard.
Yeah. I mean, get Jamal off his ass and do something.
What being the starting point guard for an NBA team? Come do this.
Yeah. Did you watch this game yesterday?
Nah. We had practice, I think. At the
same time. Me too. I got off the plane and came here. So that was pretty fun. Do you guys think TA is gone next season, do you think he wants to be in a more offensive scheme with higher tempo?
I think he comes back.
Yeah, I don't.
And it also is like with a guy like that, you're probably not a first round pick, and then
No.
in the age of NIL,
It's a much smarter thing to be
why
here.
would I risk? Yeah, why would I? Yeah.
But also, a lot of playing time is going to open up next year. Javier is gone. Juwan is gone. There's a lot of space for a guy like Terrence.
LJ gone. Yeah, LJ gone. Yeah.
LJ's gone.
Like, yeah.
Malik is gone. There's a
if
lot of
you're a
opportunity
guy-
here.
If you're a guy that's got eligibility that's coming back next year, you've got to be licking your chops saying it's my team now. I mean, there's guys that are there's spots that are wide open.
Yeah. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. I mean, it's their time to shine. Anybody that leaves now, well, it's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
The guys, you got McCarty. I mean, you got so many dudes who are going to have opportunities, and even the freshmen coming in next year. I mean, those guys are going to be given an opportunity to go out there and do something. I don't know if there's going to be anybody that's going to be an automatic red shirt coming in.
Like even with all the work these guys are putting in, it's like the guy like let's say a guy like even Lowe next year is going to be a year older. E-Man is going to be his senior year. TR is going to be his third year in the program. His third year. Yeah, so it's going to be his third. It's going to be his third year, right? So he's
this is his third year. Last year was his second.
Yeah, so it's just like, regardless of the amount of opportunity, the guys who are coming in are still going to need guidance. And you can only guide those. You can only guide people if you have experience. So, like the TRs is, I feel like next year, and even with JoJo, people are talking about like this because of his measurements in the NBA. JoJo's averaging 5 points. He is granted, his ceiling tremendous, but I feel like it'll be next year is going to be the year he kind of gets close to tying the knot, and that will be his draft testing water year. This year, I don't because he knows what his problems are this year. Like, he knows you got to do better, and it ain't no rush to leave because you're getting, Lord knows how much money in NIL. So it's like I ain't in a rush to leave, and there's no point.
And I don't think people quite grasp the jump from not only the jump from college to the NBA. Everybody who considers them or who might think that they are NBA worthy, there's 30 other dudes around the country at least that can do exactly what you do.
Exactly.
You got to do something special, and you got to. I mean, especially there's a difference between guys who can play in the NBA. There's a lot of dudes who can fill that role, but if you expect an NBA team to invest in you, to start just rolling out cash, guaranteed contract in the first round, you got to be much better than what we have right now. PA's got to be a lot better. Can he be a first round pick? Absolutely. Can JoJo be a top 10 pick? Absolutely. They ain't there yet. Nowhere close.
The funny thing about that is like now with every rule that college basketball, every rule they make, it affects all of the levels that are above college. So, like, let's say like with G League Ignite, right? That is what got NIL started because they were paying the best guys to just go to the pros early. So now you got guys who are able to get these ridiculous amounts of money in college. There's no need to rush to the NBA. So it's just like now you're going to have guys getting drafted at a later age, and it's just like there's probably going to be more European players getting drafted because of they're not a beneficiaries of NIL. So it's just kind of crazy how all these rules they affect basketball globally.
I get that. I just have the weird feeling that TA is thinking like Tremont and wants to be the guy. Definitely different circumstances with the team being
Very
so
much
young
so.
next year. But the beautiful thing about it is if TA wants to be the guy, he can do that right this minute. He can do that starting Saturday. I mean, it's wide open to do it.
Tremont,
Coaches are still begging him to shoot. You want to be the guy? Just grab it. It's right there.
Tremont also left here in a totally different NIL situation. U of H was paying dollars in NIL. He went and got a big bag. And no one can blame him for that. He saw what was going to be in the program and didn't think it was the right fit. And he went and got paid, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then he went to Texas and got paid again. Good for him.
Yeah, but I feel like
I don't think he made the wrong decision for himself.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but when you're thinking longevity and like the ball isn't going to bounce forever. So when you factor those two things in, like granted, you might have gotten paid a lump sum up front, but in regards to longevity, I don't know if that was the right decision. You're going from system to system to system, and you're being used different ways. You went from a program that was a ranked team. You're on the Final Four team. You went to a team that had a losing record in the SEC, and now you're at Texas, who is not faring well. It's like, yeah, you got paid, but could what you have made if you were here, could that money and what your production would have been here, could that have been millions in the NBA draft? So like you're sacrificing what to get what, and I just knowing that our coaching staff, they thought very highly of Tremont, and they had a lot of high hopes for him. Now, granted, it was going to take some time for him to, but they still thought that of you and wanted you to achieve that, because you achieving that helps our program anyway. So I don't know if you got paid, but
okay, I think that's reasonable.
I got a question for you on the NBA stuff. When you put your name in the draft early, like you've heard it from Kelvin, he encourages his guys to put their name in the draft and go through their evaluation. What is that evaluation process? What does that whole thing look like?
I mean, I've never done it, but it's basically like you're getting direct feedback from NBA teams on what they think you can be, what they think your weaknesses are, and how you could change them. So it's like with a guy like Tremont, is like Nate Hinton was able to get several NBA contracts. And there's no knock to Nate, but it's like Nate isn't as skilled as Tremont in any regard. But it's like Nate, his mentality is like you can leave him in a jungle without a coat and he's gonna come back with a mink. Like he's a monster. His mentality is that's not something that's normal. And it's like, but like with Tremont, you got the skill, you pass the eye test, you're athletic, and you're a lefty, and you come from a winning program. And Coach Sampson's reputation precedes him in basketball. Like if you're getting a kid that played for Kelvin Sampson, you know he's going to play hard. Come on now. He's going to come back with a mink. Well, come back with that Frank Lucas.
Oh my God. I've never heard that. I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, Nate is a fucking animal. Like,
oh, that is awesome.
Tremont's offensive skill set, man, he had, like in the NBA, you got to generate your own offense, and he had that level of offensive creativity. But it's like when you're going from system to system to system, you don't get a chance to build that comfort. And it's just like, that can kind of derail you a little bit, but let's say if he stuck around here, was able to, evolve into what we thought he could be here, you might could have been a draft pick, but Granted, you got paid, but it's like, what good is it making $300 today when I can get $3,000 tomorrow? Shit, I'd rather wait. Oh, you muted, Ryan.
Sorry, I started giggling because Brad was laughing like a little bitch. It just was never guaranteed for Tremont, and I just think that you have to realize that it was basically not getting paid here versus getting paid a lot of money elsewhere. And I just don't think it was a huge jump to do that. But okay, we can disagree.
I don't think that you bank on when you're growing up. You're not banking on getting paid in college.
No,
you're banking on it. I'm saying you're banking on being a Jamal Sheard. You're banking on being a Marcus Sasser. You're next in line to that. So it's just like, why forfeit that for collegiate? Not this your last year. Shit, at least the NBA contract is 3 years. If you get cut, they paying you not to be on the team. Shit.
Yeah.
That's a sweet ass deal.
At the time, I was shocked when the announcement came down. I was at the Final Four at NRG, and I was sitting with Jeff Conrad when Kelvin called him to put out his statement. And it was the quietest, I could hear the phone, and just the quietest I'd ever heard Kelvin. They had known it for a few weeks, but he was still surprised and a little pissed off about it. But it happens. Good for him. I hope he is
for sure.
comfortable with the decision he made.
Yeah. But it's just like, I know for a fact that there's probably a little bit of
and he left his best friend was Jamal. They were roommates. They did everything together. And that's a hard decision to make. And I just it's hard for me to put myself in that position, because if Rivals came and offered me like $12 to go to Rivals and screw this whole thing, I would do it. We've gone how long and haven't mentioned JoJo not picking up a foul in the first half. It was 26 minutes before he picked up a foul. JoJo has gotten better about that. He went through a stretch where it was just dumb foul after dumb foul. But he's...
Wait, talking about last game, how many fouls he had?
At Colorado? JVR is the one that had the issue.
Well, I think JoJo might have had like, what, 4?
Well, I mean,
3.
I think he's gone a week without being in like serious foul trouble. I mean, hey, I'll take it at this point. If you do it more than once, then I guess you can call it a streak.
He had 3 in the last 2 games. Texas Tech was he had 4.
It's not having 4 for a big. I want my bigs to have 4 every single game, but I want those 4 to not be in the first half. And I would like them to be painful for people trying to score.
It's kind of like with Maul. With Juan. My bad. I think he was in foul trouble early at Colorado, and obviously he's a veteran. He's been there, done that. He didn't pick up a single foul after he got in trouble, and it's just like I feel like JoJo would have to get to that level, because like I saw him not trying to foul, and I saw him just walling up, and you'd be surprised at the shit that other teams will miss if you just give him a shot. So I feel like until JoJo gets to that level to where he has the sermon, and he's bigger and longer than J1. He's taller and has longer arms than J1. So it's like if you choose to go that route, you probably have more success.
Do you think JoJo tests the draft waters? Why wouldn't you? It costs you nothing.
I put my name out there.
It prepares you.
Get evaluated.
Right. They tell you where you're lacking. As if Kelvin and them isn't enough, you go get the NBA to do it.
Just look at your percentages.
Yeah.
You'll see the issues.
I mean, just...
It's like, I ain't interested in getting drafted. I'm talking about lottery. What do I need to do to get to the lottery? What do I need to do to get that big 3-year deal? Not that second round money.
I get that. I just have this weird feeling TA is thinking like Tremont. I'm around these guys 5 days a week, and I don't have any way of knowing that. So I don't know how anybody else would.
I mean, at this point, I would say this: ain't
Let's
nothing to
just
worry about.
ride. Yeah.
We don't have anybody. We don't have anybody that we're worried about leaving for the draft. They ain't there yet.
Okay.
Now, if they choose to go,
there's no knock to those guys, but yeah.
No, it's not. It's just
there's a. I don't think people realize the skill level of the guys who get drafted and how good they are. Because a lot of times, like when guys get drafted, they're specialists. And it's like to be a specialist, that requires just a great deal of consistency and a great deal of skill. And it's just like I don't think our guys are there. I don't think they are. Not saying they can't get there, but I said the guy who probably has the highest upside would probably be Terrence because he has good positional size. He's a wing guy, great mobility, and he can shoot it. But I said the next two, aside from today, it will probably be JoJo and Javier Francis, just because they're athletic, long, they're big, they're mobile. Like those would be probably the next two guys in line.
I agree. Is LJ's injury on his knuckles like less than half as bad as Reggie? Reggie's, they could not throw him the ball. They knew that just was never an option. He broke it. I think it was in that Texas game. It was a preseason scrimmage, and he broke it. And he told me in an interview, and it may have been with Jamal, that he had broken it, and they wouldn't throw it to him, and it was a lot of pain, and it caused a lot of issues for him. But I don't think this is anywhere in that same. This is like, I don't believe this is broken. If it was, he's not able to catch and shoot like he did tonight.
I mean, LJ's hurt so bad that he went 5 of 11 and 4 of 7.
4 of 7 is the big deal.
Yeah.
Payne has a way of kind of taking a backseat when the lights are on.
Yeah. So there you go. Is Ryan at a skate park? I guess he's talking about the wall behind me. Kind of looks like a skating rink.
Noises.
That too. All right. Galen, how many years do you think Coach Sampson will continue to coach? I'll answer this. 30.
Shit, I hope so. I hope so, but shit, I'd say he probably got a solid 2 or 3 in him left. But I feel like he wants to step away before, So I'd say him being the Coach Sampson that we've grown to love, I say minimum 2. I don't
think he's not going to coach these guys that are coming in.
Yeah,
that's a challenge and something fun. And he's going to get a bump, and it's going to be $5 million a year. I don't know a lot of people that are just throwing that away.
I feel like they've built this program to kind of how Big John Thompson and Lil John did at Georgetown. I'll never forget when I went on my visit.
I hope not.
But what I'm saying is like as far as the involvement, like when I went on my visit, Lil John was the coach, but Big John was watching. I remember he told me he was like, go dunk it. Big John did, and I did my little dunk I thought was cool. He said, Allen Iverson can do that back. I was like, well, fuck you. I was like, shit. You had to shit on me like that, man. God rest his soul, but it's just like, as far as like just that father-son dynamic, like even if whenever Coach Sampson decides to hand over the reins, he's still going to be very much involved. So that's more so what I was referring to. So Either way, our program is going to be in good hands, regardless of which one of the Sampsons is driving the bus.
I think there's a plan that they're not going to tell us about, and the players do not know the plan, and they're gonna make it happen. And I mean, Kellen is biding his time and recruiting his ass off, and every third game he's got the scout. I mean, he's doing his job. And I see Kelvin move. I tell you what, the whole plan goes out the window. You get to Monday night and win. Then I think Kelvin says, "Bye." Yeah,
I see.
But that's
I think Kelvin. I think he's at a place right now in his career to where he's not going through the grind of trying to build something or rebuild something. He's able to enjoy and really dig into what he's built because it's his, and it's now it's the fun times. Now's the time where you can really enjoy kind of dialing it in, because you don't have to take the huge massive steps. And I think this most recent recruiting class kind of got to that level and say, okay, this is what I've been building for.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I can stock up on guys that are really, really, really big time, and to test and show that he can take those guys to the next level as well. Because he's had guys like that off and on, and he's turned really, really good players into elite players. And now it's that next level of, okay, now we can push these guys even further up.
And it's also with Coach Sampson is, I feel like a lot of people underestimate like how human he is. And it's just like, granted, does Coach Sampson, does he enjoy winning? Yeah, but it's like above that, he knows the type of players that he recruits. He might be the closest thing we have to a father figure. Like, what he takes joy in the most is impacting young men's lives, like young boys' lives, and turning them into men, which is what he did for me. So it's just like, and also Coach Sampson, he built this from the ground up, it seems like, and he also has grandkids. It's like, your grandkids are from Houston. So it's like you're forever rooted in this city, and it's just like, with Coach, I just feel like people don't appreciate how much he values the things that are valuable off the court. And it's like he makes boys into men, 100%.
okay.
Star Pizza. Okay.
Star Pizza.
I got you, Ryan. Okay. Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
The Brad.
Oh, not the brand.
Oh, and he's gone. I don't know why that keeps happening. Did Ryan enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show? So I was here until almost halftime. I had a flight from Denver, and they didn't get in till like 2, and they were supposed to be out by 3, and they didn't get out till 4:30. Thanks, guys. So I was here and talked with Kelvin and LJ and a couple other guys off camera. And it's not, I mean, I didn't get to see it. I saw things online afterwards, the Brad, but yeah, I didn't get to see it. I don't think I would have watched it anyways, but I didn't see it.
Shout out to the Eagles, man. Boy, Jalen Hurts, Houston kid. I remember when we lost to, what was that? I think we lost to Michigan. Remember, send me a DM on the ground. It's like, hey, keep your head up, put the haters. I'm like, appreciate you, brother. So we've been like kind of giving each other salutations on each other's accomplishments since then. That's pretty cool.
No, I think he's got you now.
Oh, not even a competition.
It's strange to like an Alabama player, but he is one player that I think is a model of what a college athlete should be, because the humility it took for that guy to come in as a freshman and win freshman of the year, win national titles, to be able to one, get benched in the title game, and then come back and then stay ready and play second fiddle, play out his time, and then step up whenever they needed him again to win another title.
Yeah.
And then go to OU. I mean, he didn't leave Bama because he wanted to. He was pretty much forced out. But then he goes to OU and gets them to the playoffs. I mean, that dude fought through everything you could possibly fight through, and I don't know of many players that could let their ego take that hit of being replaced after all he'd already done going up to that junior and senior year. And then everybody counts him out as soon as he gets to the NFL, and he just gets back to the top. Nothing pretty, nothing fancy.
Serious. This is crazy. I'm looking at the Lakers.
Shut up, Galen.
You shut up, Ryan. I gotta say this shit. I'm looking at one of my teammates from last year who's from Birmingham, and he is currently playing with the Lakers with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Resilience, man. This is like just a treat to see. This is actually fucking crazy.
How about that? Getting your game benched. I don't remember a game getting a 90-minute window and they saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to the Lakers at 9:30."
Well, you probably also have never remembered a global superstar being traded when he's fucking 25.
I hear some anger and resentment in that.
I have never hated a franchise. I've never had so much hate in my heart than the minute I saw that Luka was traded. Never. I mean, I'm absolute, flat out, steaming rage.
Fat boys stay together.
And Anthony Davis is injured now.
Yeah. Strained labia.
How
Fucking
crazy
bullshit.
is that? I'm fucking good.
It's like, look, man, you know, he's supposed to be the X factor or whatever of winning titles. Dude went to play with Bron and only won a title because of shortened season, man. Come on, don't tell me that.
This is accurate. Kelvin has taken the Indiana job. Those people love him.
Yes, as long as it makes Dan Dakic have a heart attack.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
The only reason
are
Sam takes that
such
job,
fans.
they pay him $100 million a semester. Fuck y'all, and I need every bit of y'all, and I need it for me. Man.
Yeah. That's not happening. When will Flemings and Co. get to campus? They'll be here June 1st. So that's when the meat of the learning happens. So they'll be here for that. That's non-negotiable at this point. CKS loves that lake house. Yeah, but he likes them grandkids a little more.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can always go visit the lake house. What were you putting up there, Brad?
Was it wrong though? Luka comes in 30 or 40 pounds overweight every season. That
Hold on,
40
wait.
pound,
Let them see all three of us count before you go. Like how y'all get real, yeah.
that overweight dude just carried. He's a top 5 player on the planet. On the planet. Put him ahead of Bron right now too. He single-handedly carried that team to the conference semifinals the year before last. Remember when they beat Phoenix and the real Luka showed up, fat boy and all? Come on now. He took them to the NBA finals last year, and then fucking Kyrie fell off the flat earth. So I mean, come on.
Mr. Bailey.
That excuse that he was overweight.
Yeah, that was a scapegoat because you traded for a guy who's played in less games than he's played in. The overweight guy.
And
A
don't
guy
compare
who's
him.
more
Don't
in
compare him
shape
to
that has
Jake.
been more injury,
Don't compare him to
more in
Harden.
shape, more injury prone. I guarantee you, AD would rather be 30 pounds overweight and have the availability that Luka has had. I know I would. He got hurt in his debut. That is
Are
the
we
full
done
AD
with the NBA?
experience.
Well, the
Anyway,
worst thing
yeah,
is I don't have anything against AD at all.
me either.
Probably a good player. I got
But you
everything
can't use
against.
that argument to you can't use that argument. Oh, he's out of shape.
And
He playing.
the worst thing that this does, whenever the GM steps up and says, "Well, yeah, we did it because it fits our time frame right now." It's like if your time frame is in the next 3 to 4 years, that means you better win 2 to 3 titles at least, because that's what Luka gives you a chance to do that for 15 years. Dude's played 6 years, five-time first team All NBA.
Are we done now?
Sounds speak the same language.
Ryan don't like ball.
Yeah. Ball up top. You don't fuck with that.
Not blow my top. I just think, who gives a shit? There's NBA shows. Go watch that. Go scream on your Instagram towns. Nobody cares.
I don't use Instagram. I mean, I've got it. I just don't actively use it.
Yeah, well, go try. Can you guys talk about Saturday's matchup? Matchup predictor has 57% chance to win. No, it does not make sense to me.
Makes sense to me.
I don't... It's a hard place to play.
Sure.
And so I just don't know that you can... I mean, they're leading the conference too. I think U of H has a good chance in this game.
We got to go in healthy, though.
Yeah.
Got to go in healthy.
And
they rolling, man.
Today was probably the healthiest you've been. And I know LJ's got the hand, and Emmanuel's just coming off the thing, and JVR had a concussion and a haircut. But this is probably the healthiest you've been since before Kansas. And so, you know, if it stays that way, a lot of injuries in this program happen in practice because they go at it so hard. But, you know, maybe I wouldn't be going if I thought U of H was going to get their asses beat. That's no fun. But I think they've got a shot. We're not going to preview the game because that's really boring. And you just don't know how they're going to game plan for each other. But
we'll get Jamie for it.
Yeah.
Jamie's going to have a in-depth write-up of everything that's going to go down, what he sees.
We'll probably have that Friday night because the game's so early. I think the game is at noon here.
That's good then. At least we didn't lose time.
Oh, nice. I like that.
If we did, we went to the East Coast. We lose out.
First time I've seen Towns more passionate than Star Pizza. He is triggered.
Yeah,
Zona wants revenge from the tournament a couple years ago. Yes. Kelvin's first time to make the Sweet 16 was against Arizona. They beat them, I believe, in the first round. OU was a 13. Arizona was a 4. That happened in Milwaukee. I was talking to some Samsons about that at Colorado. We were sharing our Milwaukee stories. They had that Sweet 16 run at OU, their first, and they did it in Milwaukee. I got thrown out of a Conference USA women's basketball game in Milwaukee. And they're going back to Milwaukee this year for the first weekend. Is one of the sites. So, who knows? I worry the Big 12 is going to be so banged up for the tournament. That's very possible.
I don't worry.
Well, okay. I mean, that's less great content, but yeah.
Well, I mean, what's there to worry about? We're going to have to
You
do
yeah.
this.
You
We're going to
can't
have to
worry
do the
about
same
it.
thing the ACC is going to have to go through, the SEC. I mean, everybody's going through wars.
The brat.
Not the brand.
You're so toxic, Brad. The Brad. Every time you just start seeing something stupid, I'm just gonna play that.
No.
I mean, I don't think we're going to be any more banged up than anybody else.
Well, I think he was talking about all of the Big 12, but yeah.
No, I mean that's what I'm talking about. I don't think our conference is going to be any more banged up than anybody else from here on out.
Maybe. No, I got into a tiff with a referee, and we were sitting on a side of the arena where there were only like 4 people, and they called I think 2 fouls in a row on Sancho Little, and I slammed something and it broke, and part of it went out onto the floor. And that referee has never smiled as big as he did when he looked up at me, laughed, and gave me the heave-ho from the fucking floor. And it was like 8 degrees in Milwaukee and windy as hell, so I had to walk across downtown. Yeah, not a great day in my life. And Mike Slive, who was the Conference USA commissioner, became the SEC commissioner, and I shared an elevator ride that day going up to Joe Curl's suite, and Mike Slive farted in that elevator. It was just me and him. So there you go. The Brad. Stop. Who isn't hurt these days? Yeah. I went to the staff game today, which they play 3 hours, 2.5 hours before. Well, no, 3.5 hours before the start of the game. So I went. It's my first time this year. Been to a couple. Quantis is slower than he's been. You know, he's getting older. Kellen still plays pretty hard. Ryan Elvin is in that game now, and he was hooping. He's not played a lot of games in the last 5 or 6 years where he was the absolute best basketball player on the floor, but he was probably that tonight. So that was fun. Get a lot of information in those sessions, and there is so much shit talking, like way more than in a college game. And there's, if somebody fouls, you call your own fouls, and it's like an 8-minute discussion.
Fuck all that, baby. Ain't no fucking foul,
Baby.
Baby, ain't no fucking foul, baby. That's soft as hell, baby.
They were fun.
Like, fuck no, it's not a foul. Oh man, I miss watching those, man. Damn, those are some great times. The boys getting old now, man.
Ryan took anger management classes after that ejection. It was the only ejection of my life to this point. I got an AP story. The last line of the AP story was a crowd of 1,093 was trimmed by 1 as an unruly Houston fan was ejected. I look forward to the book you write someday, Ryan. Maybe. I rode in an elevator with Todd Orlando in Atlanta one time, and he also farted. See, that one-on-one elevator ride, not great. Tell him, G, this is the place to be. Clifford was tough. Get some of these NBA comments off my damn screen. Okay, boys, it is midnight. And I am in the arena still. And Mercy and Chase McCarty are still shooting.
Repetitions.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, you got a few more hours
probably
for
closing
breakfast,
in
so why
on
not?
1,000. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's almost time to start tomorrow.
It's a Monday. What else are you going to do?
Oh, shit, it is. Hand sanitizer. Galen, will you ever get into coaching? We've
Probably
asked
so.
this before.
More than likely, I'd be pretty good at it.
Kelvin said yesterday, after practice, that he was talking about Jamal, and he thinks Jamal's going to get into coaching. He's going to be really good at it. You make 20, 25, 30 million playing. I don't know how you ever go be a GA. You know? I mean, this is... I don't know about that. So, all right, let's do final thoughts, and then maybe leave. Maybe.
My final thoughts are: good game. On to the fucking next one. We're excited to see what lies ahead. See what we're made of.
The brat.
Not the brand.
Galen, I think you were built to play not the Brad guy. I think that would be another imitation you could do. I had those sunglasses. By the
Marshawn
way.
Lynch.
Had them. Brad.
It was great to see. Good win. Huge win. It was nice to see him get a team down and put them away, and didn't let up until 4 minutes left. But he built such a big lead. But you did what you had to do, and there was no. It was a lot worse than what was on the scoreboard. So now, rest up and time to go to war on Saturday.
If I'd have told you that Edgecombe and Omeyer ended up 13 of 14, you'd have probably said, "Oh shit, that ain't good. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen?" But they had, I think, 7 or 8 turnovers between them. U of H was up 23 with 4.5 minutes to play, and Baylor goes on a run and makes it look like it was a kind of competitive game. What was the number? Was it 10? Did it end up at 10? I don't. The betting line.
I think it's 9.5.
It was 10. Yeah, 9.5 or 10. So you covered, but made it close. Or they made it close, I guess. But I think you did exactly what you had to do today. You beat a team. You're 12-1 in the conference, and you go to Arizona. Worst case scenario, worst case, is a game to see who's in first place. If Arizona wins tomorrow, loses tomorrow, maybe it's your chance to put a little daylight between you and Arizona. You still got Texas Tech there, and you got to go to Texas Tech 2 weeks from tonight. There's, I guess, 3 regular season weekends left. 4. You've got Arizona weekend, and the next weekend you go to Texas Tech on that Monday, and then 2 weeks after that you have Kansas here on Monday. So a lot of these 8 o'clock games on Monday nights coming up. But you handled this well. You did what you needed to do. Galen Robinson Jr., head coach of the University of Houston Cougars, 2040. Yeah. Shout out to Gavin and Omar at Star Pizza. Another great meal and service before the Cougs game. How about them Star Pizza guys? I thought that Brad was the only person that knew the names of the people at Star Pizza, but apparently there's others. Good show, fellas. Corey Rodriguez, who makes those great drawings that you see after the game on social media.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
Hey, Corey, DM me, bro. I need to holler at you.
I think it's the guy. I hope I'm not just talking out of my ass here, but I think it's him.
Well, if you're the guy. If you're that guy's out, then
Yeah. It's Omir like beer. Huh, well, whatever.
oh dear.
Don't have to know his name for another month. When UVH goes to Baylor on March 8th.
OneSubstantial.com. Reefstock coming soon, very soon.
How soon is very soon?
Make sure you subscribe.
Okay. We're going to do a One Substantial giveaway Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to figure out how that works, but we're going to give something away. Or not. Could
Yeah,
go
we
not.
will, for sure.
I hope we win the conference outright, have the bye, 2 buys.
Yeah.
The first 4 seeds get 2 buys. Seeds 5, 6, 7, and 8 get 1 bye. You want that too. And then you just want to take a knee in that first game and be like, all right, we're out. I am so anti the tournament. Make that elite show tonight. March 8th at Baylor. Play at 9 p.m.
Gotta be.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Baylor hosts Big Monday next Monday night at 9 p.m. It's one thing to play a Saturday night at 9, but to play a Monday in the middle of February at 9. No thanks. No thanks. I don't even think you can be on campus outside that late at Baylor. But there you go. What are you doing? GoCoogs.com.
GoCoogs motherfucking com. Take your ass there.
StarPizza.net. CougFans.com. Ozempic.net. Go to all your places.
Zippy shots, baby. Tap in.
If anybody's dealing those, let's talk sponsorship.
Star Pizza. Buffet. It's Tuesday already. Buffet in 11 hours. Go get you some. Thanks so much for watching. And we'll do this again Saturday. Galen?
Let's talk about Star Pizza.
Star Pizza. Star Pizza. Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza. Star Pizza.
It is where you need to go.
Is this backwards or is it? Can y'all see
No,
it right?
it looks great.
Hey,
You
yeah,
spelled
yeah,
it correct and everything.
You good?
Star Pizza.
Star fucking pizza.
Star Pizza.
Yeah.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza. Star Pizza.
No, that's Star Pizza, buddy.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
Absolutely.
Star
Ryan,
Pizza.
go ahead.
Star
Pizza.
Pizza.
Houston. Go ahead, Ryan.
Love Star Pizza. Take your ass.
Take your ass there.
Take your ass to Star Pizza.
I did
Star
yesterday.
Pizza guy, I'm sure Towns.
Star Pizza is always there for you.
You know what? You know what we haven't done is talk about Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
Brad, you look like you're wanting to say something. But before you do, Star Pizza.
And I'm going to eat Star Pizza tomorrow.